my goodness, Facebook has changed where they put all their things. And I couldn't find how to get on live. I have such problems with phones and computers. I don't even own one. But hey, so I'm sitting here in a beautiful haze. I don't know what the haze is. I don't know if it's daylight or if my phone lens is dirty, which actually, let me just give it a little clean because it might be me. Oh, that actually is a bit better. It was me, sorry. 'Tis Tuesday, I think, and what a Tuesday it's been so far. So, oof. It was lovely to have Bella and Sarah here yesterday, so that was fantastic. And my gosh, I think they saw over 200 people yesterday between Janine and Judy and Carlene doing 2 jobs and Bella doing 100 out at her job. So it was a very busy day yesterday. Today has been equally busy, but for different reasons. So we had 778 bales delivered to Meredith this morning. So thank you so very much for all those hay bales that everybody has purchased. They are very much appreciated. But my goodness, can I just tell you, they're exceptionally heavy. And one of the reasons we go to Canada is because the Canadian hay from this company has been actually consistently very high quality, and they're very heavy bales, and very heavy bales are fantastic financially. Oh my gosh, they're not good on the old bones and muscles and tendons and ligaments, but hey, so 778 bales should keep us going for, I don't know, a small amount of time to keep everybody happy. So it was very fortunate because Eric and his team of 3 men, they turned up to help me today, because had it been myself and the gentleman from who was transporting from Canada, we'd still be unloading the hay truck. Honestly, it is quite something. And as we were doing the stacking the hay, thunder was rumbling and the lightning was flashing, and I thought, good grief, what a day this has been. It's been a bit special, shall we say. So other good news is our lovely Mr. Sterling and Wilbur have gone to the most phenomenal home, and they were picked up today. And it was very bittersweet because, quite frankly, I'm super fond of both of those animals. So there was no tears because I know where they're going. I know that this lovely lady will keep in contact. I also know that they're going to be spoiled rotten. So that's a win-win-win-win-win-win all the way around. So that was fantastic. Then I went home to see my chickens and my dogs. Yes, I did. And to have breakfast, which I missed this morning, which was not a good idea. And then I had a second coffee, and it's always good to have a second coffee too late in the day. So that means I'm not going to sleep and I'm going to be really super bouncy, which is fine because I've still got evening chores to do on here. And there's, what day's tomorrow? Wednesday. And that's the 1st. And I vowed at the beginning of this year that I would start writing things down in a diary so I actually knew what was going on. And I've forgotten, and there's just so much going on that I keep having to go back my texts and looking to see if any of it involves me. I know that there was a job that has just been slipped in. I think Cloud sent a email, and I think it's on Thursday, so I'm not sure who's going to do that job, but I am trying to get the barns back into good shape. Janine, I think, is coming back in about 2 weeks, but her pig is travelling up by himself. He is going up to New Hampshire with the people who have been spending time with Janine down in New Hampshire, and he will live with them. And then when Janine comes back, she'll go and pick him up from New Hampshire and bring him back to the farm. And so he's going to be preconditioned to New England temperatures, shall we say, which might not be quite as high as it is in Aiken. So that's good fun. And so it looks like we'll have a pig on the property in probably 2.5 weeks' time. I'm not sure where this pig is going to go. I think Janine is going to come back and rearrange absolutely everything. And I'll just smack her over the wrists and say, no, stop fiddling with things. And that'll go down really well. So that's good. It's been a really wet day. Very wet day. But fortunately, we managed to get the hay delivery truck married up with the front of the barn. so the hay stayed dry. So that was really very fortunate, because there's nothing worse than hay that gets a little bit damp, because then it likes to go a little bit mouldy, and then it likes to sort of like develop nasty things like botulism, and we don't like that because it's lethal. Although our animals are injected against botulism, so that's fantastic. And Sarah very kindly helped in the barn yesterday, so that made that job far quicker. Our goats are super duper doodah. They are full of the joys of spring, that lot. And the turkeys, honestly, I think I was explaining to somebody who was on the barn yesterday. I said, you know, that Tom turkey and Tabitha, they're a bit like dogs. They just follow you around everywhere, telling you a little story about how their day's been and what they think you should be doing. They're hilarious. They're absolutely fantastic. And Sally, you just can't have out, because Sally attacks them. And then it's like stand-up turkey wars. It's quite a handful. But it will all, I'm sure, once the summer comes upon us, they'll hopefully calm down, because it would be really nice to be able to have all three out together. We just haven't quite made it yet. The ducks are having the very best time, because their ponds are now all open, and they're so delighted. And I can tell you, they're about 100 times cleaner than they were over winter. So the white ducks are now white again, which is lovely. And the two wild ducks that came in and were making use of their pond have not come back. I don't know whether or not they've realised that the pond is taken, or they just didn't fancy the look of the place, but they have disappeared off. And I think we always have a drake. The mallards come in, and we always have a drake and a hen, and they swim around. Sometimes I think in the past, I'm sure I remember having ducklings on the big pond, but then they leave. So I don't know what we'll do if the ducks decide to go and leave. I think Nick would have a heart attack. Anyway, they're not coming in at night either. They're circumnavigating the pond in a very happy fashion. And he does get up every morning, and he looks out and he says, "The ducks are up." And I'm like, jolly good, ducks are up. So the ducks are really quite happy with life at the moment. So that's good. And Hilda made a very rude comment, and she said that it's supposed to snow on Thursday. So I will be having words behind the scenes with Hilda, because I'm not scheduled for snow at all. It's not on the agenda. And we'll be sorting that one out, I think, later. So I'll get that in hand. Now, I'm going to have a looky-see. Oh, and I also wanted to say, yesterday I was looking through the mail that Carleen brings in, and the mail has been nothing but a pain in the ass. Let's honestly, put our hands up and say, we have tremendous problems with the mail. It's like too many cooks spoiling the broth. Everybody's got somewhere that they put it, somewhere that they think is really safe and very sensible. And I was looking for a cheque yesterday that needed to be paid into the bank to pay for the hay. And I said to Carleen, Janina sent me to look for this cheque. And she's like, oh, yeah, I've got it. It's in there. So I went and looked in there, and I said, Carleen, I can't see it. And she's all panicky. She's like, oh, no, I don't know where to put it. And then she said to me, it's in your envelope. So we have big zipper envelope. Look, I'll show you actually what we've got. We all have one of these handy dandy zipper top plastic envelopes, and we all have our names on the front, like Tilston's, Goldie's, Carleen, Janine, things like that, Justin, Michelle even. And so we've all got our own envelopes, and Carleen sorts the mail, because Justin picks it up, gives it to Carleen, and it gets sorted, and it's all done and dusted in a highly efficient fashion until it isn't. So she said to me, I said, I can't see the mail. I said, I just can't see it. So I'd been all the way through Goldie's envelope, and then I wondered if it had gone into hers. And then she said, I think I put it in Janine's. I was like, okay. So I ruffled through that, couldn't see anything. I said, is the envelope open? I said, is it still in the envelope? She said, no, it's an open envelope and the cheque is still inside it. I was like, jolly good. And then she said, I think I put it in yours. And I was like, well, why would you put it in mine? She said, because I thought you would pay it in. I'm thinking, right, okay. I said, this logic is Carleen's alone, and that's great. So I looked through mine, and I just couldn't see anything. And then she started getting really quite panicky about it. So I said, I tell you what we'll do. We'll take everything out of each envelope, one envelope at a time, and really shake it out. We found it, and yes, it was in my folder, and it was it was in another envelope that had been opened, inside that with the flap over. So I had two things in one. I also found Ava's university forms and Nick's immigration letter. So there you go. That was a good find. So lots of things were ticked off the list last night. And then Michelle sent a text and she said, "Have you seen this box?" And I was like, "No, I have not seen this box." And we have discovered that the delivery people have now found another place to put packages, and it's outside the basement of the main house, which is not the garage entrance or the double-doored entrance. There's a little basement that is just an earth basement, and things have been delivered there. I don't know how long they've been there for, but things are just popping up out of nowhere. So it's a bit like a treasure hunt, that place, honestly. So that's good. So we're getting, no, we're not getting under control, but things are happening in the right direction, let's say. So that's good. Right, I'm going to go through these questions. Thank you very much, Hilda. I got my hair cut, and it's taken me a year to manage to get there to get my hair cut. And it'll take me a whole year to go back again, probably. Anyway, and D, the reason I started telling everybody about the envelopes and the mail was because I also found 2 of your envelopes that had not been opened, and one of them was for the Henny Penny board and the other one was for ERN. So thank you so very much. And I am going to send Janine a text about the hay bales and the Henny Penny board to get that all organised. Thank you. So that came out of our search last night as well. I'm just reading these questions. Thank you, Hilda. That's very kind of you. Oh, goodness. So if you've got any questions, please put them on the chatty thing. When the bigger animals start going to facilities, will any at Meredith be going? I was thinking about Harley. No, the Harley will not be going. And the reason Harley will not be going is because when we take her out on jobs, she has to do outside jobs because she likes to have liquid diarrhea, as in, you know, really liquid diarrhea. And I know that's a bit of an oxymoron, but it's like quite fast, and you have to really keep your eye on her. So she is not. She has been retired, and so people can just look at her over the fence, which is super. And actually, Harley is now owned by people on Meredith, so she's not technically Goldie's because she settled in here so well. I've always maintained that Harley is a bit of a single Pringle. She is not very comfortable in large donkey herds. She likes the quiet life, and she also likes to be totally and utterly in charge of whatever is going on in her paddock. So she is the companion for Hedwig, and Hedwig is not actually Goldie's either. So so they are a pair who shall remain together. And she likes to be in with Hedwig because when she likes him, it's fine. And when she doesn't like him, she tells him, and he's so good-natured that he takes it from her. So she is now in that paddock because the other 2 mini horses have gone home today. It's a Harley, Hedwig, and 2 alpacas, and that's just the way she likes it. And she comes over, she talks to you, she likes to be scratched on her chest so that she can do the Harley dance, and she is totally contented. It's a good life if you're Harley, I can tell you, and she's very much adored, so that helps as well. But I will take pictures of her, etc., so we can keep up with her. Fernanda, I cannot believe you are suggesting that we may get new animals. We will have to keep a very close eye on Janine because already she has found a pig. And in fact, I'm not sure how we can keep a close eye on Janine because she's managed to stay down in Aiken, and you know what happens when she travels up and she's got a trailer. Yeah, we'll be having words. So that's an interesting question. Mary has asked, will Janine and I still go to the auctions to get rescue animals? And that's a very fluid point, to be honest with you. I think what we would do is if something comes across our radar, yes, we would always try to help as long as we financially can. What we are always very keen to promote is financial security. And the cost of hay is going up, the cost of grain is going up, the cost of gas and diesel is going up, which obviously reflects the haymaking process, which affects So when there's a lot of financial insecurity, the thing that we have to be able to do is properly accommodate the animals that we have to the highest of standards. So from that point of view, what we might do is step back and take a bit of a breath at the moment and assess where we're at. And we try and bring in animals that obviously come from rescue, but not only that, it's animals that everybody can enjoy, facilitate, and provide a high quality of living for. So that's an important part. And Janine seems to have branched out into pigs. So yes, and I think the really honest answer is, and I have a sneaky suspicion, is yes, we probably will still go to auction. But I just don't like to mention it in case it encourages Janine to do a detour on the way up the hill. I just don't know. So yes, I'm sure we will still be rescuing animals. Oh my gosh. A tape recorder and record, also your phone won't get filled. My phone's doing its own thing at the moment. It's not really speaking to me very nicely. I'm not sure if it's me or the... Oh yes, my chickens are coming back. She's done very well with those chickens, considering she doesn't like chickens. But they are now her ladies, apparently. So we'll be wrestling over the chickens. She can keep her pig. Thank you, Tiggy. Oh, that's a bit of an improvement, Hilda. No snow, just rain. Could you maybe just get to clouds and we can skip the rain? Because that would be far more helpful, I think. Oh, did I freeze? I hope I didn't freeze. It hasn't told me I've frozen yet. Goodness, I never know what happens with this blinking thing. Charlie is going this weekend. I think it is Sunday afternoon. All of his paperwork from the vet has come back and it's all in place. Rocco, I think, has another week or two and then he will be on his way. And Ted is also going to be leaving. So that's a big change for Ted, but he's going to a herd of other mules, other draft-sized mules. So that will be good. And that should happen. I'm not too sure when, but it's in the pipeline, shall we say. Well, you know what? We have two ginormous signs. One of the signs, Cloud sent us, so we have that one up. And then there's also a sign with deliveries and an enormous arrow pointed. It's about this size, bright yellow with black writing. And Donna and Randy made it. And I don't know what happens. It's a bizarre thing, a really bizarre thing. I think the fluffy chicken and the black hen are okay. I'm hoping they're okay. Nick's going down there. Right, well, I seem to be managing to keep up with the comments today. Honestly, it's a pain. Ah, no, Diana. We did not. But that's very interesting. When I went through my envelope, there was a Dunkin' Donuts card for me and a Dunkin' Donuts card for Nick. I wonder if that was maybe from you then. And if it was, thank you so very much. I looked at this and I thought, I wonder why this has been put in mine. It did have my name on it and it did have Nick's name on it, but it didn't say who it's from. So thank you so very much. That was very, very kind of you. And I'm glad I've got to the bottom of that mystery. No, I think Janine should do chicken chatting with the two perfect blinking chickens tomorrow, because quite frankly, I'm still traumatized from the last chicken chatting when the chicken didn't do anything. And the second chicken didn't do anything either, and it was horrific. So, actually, I should really say that to Janine. Give her something to do. I'm sure she's not busy at all. I'm going to get into trouble, aren't I? Oh, yes. I love that baby beaver. Thank you for sending it. No, we're still not having an elephant on the farm, honestly. Enough problems. Have you seen the amount of poop that's come out of the snow? It's a nightmare. Yes, I'm always interested in small horses. I do like my mini horses. So, in fact, Fernanda, you just tell Janine that we're probably short of mini horses. That would go down well. I could get behind that easily. Yeah, there's lots of changes happening just now, unfortunately. I love baby otters. And you know, otters, they sleep on their back and they hold hands in a raft, so that when they're sleeping, they hold hands so that they don't drift apart. I just think that's so sweet. Oh, is Mimsake not behaving? We'll have to have a word. Linda, did your bricks appear on the board? That's what I'm beginning to wonder, whether or not things are not quite working as they should. If I speak with Janine this evening, I'll try and remember that. I've got to ask her about monkey fists, and I've got to ask her for David Moisoff. I've got to ask her about something else that was further up there as well. So she's coming back with the two chickens and her two horses. They'll come back as well. Well, it's supposed to be the 1st, at which point, if it's the 1st, I am delighted to say that falls on Janine's watch. That's what I had to ask her. Because my chickens failed miserably. Sunny and cloudy on Friday. Right, if you could slip that up to Thursday, that would be good. Because I've got to get the sheep in on Thursday night, because they're having their injections the next day. And that's always fun. Right. Oh my gosh, what's going on here? Angus is going back up to his home, and the pig will be travelling up with them, but the chickens, I think, as far as I know, I think the chickens are coming up with Janine. The comments are not moving. Ugh. I'm getting really despondent with technology. Do you think the 2 male goats or 2 female goats would do well going out on jobs? Yes, I think they would, Amanda, but I think they would need to be outside jobs. And I think probably the 2 female goats would be better than the 2 male goats, because Melvin likes to jump on your back. And it's just a Melvin thing. But the 2 female goats are lovely. I have no idea how many bricks have been sold. I can't sign into it, so I'm a bit oblivious, I'm afraid. 473 so far. Is that out of 550? Because that's quite a lot if it's out of 550. So that's fantastic. You know, animals are just fantastic. They have such individual little personalities, and they are quirky. They're just fantastic. I love them. We all love them. They're just super. Make you happy. I'd kind of presumed that Janine would do it, but you know, I better double check with her. White strings hanging by Carlene's house. I can't believe you're asking me what the white strings are. I have no idea. It could be something. Oh, I wonder if I think she washed very thick rope, and then she was talking about once she washed it, she was going to hang it up outside to dry. Could it possibly be that? And you know, it's awful. Things, appear outside Carlene's house. I have no idea where they come from. I think it's Carlene is finding things and chucking them outside. There was a table appeared there, which I'm sure was inside the house. I have no idea. If it's not a bucket, it isn't me. I'm only responsible for buckets and hoses. Anything else is a Carlene production, so there. Now. Oh, so that's very good. We're getting quite close then. Oh, 86%. We'll maybe get there. That would be lovely. Oh, yeah, it could be rope. Yeah, it's probably rope then, because I remember last week she made mention of the fact that she'd found rope. It was dirty. She was going to wash it, and then she thought she would hang it up outside. I was like, jolly good. And then I totally and utterly beetled off and didn't think anything more of it. So it's very difficult. If you go into Carlene's house too often, you get a job. And normally when you're down at that, well, I know that when I'm down at that end of the farm, I'm already on task. And it doesn't take a lot to distract me and take me off task. So I try and keep my head down and keep going. And then if I go in the evening after barn chores, sometimes I sit there for half an hour and we watch whatever's on the television, because we were on, it was at Kiss Me Kate we were watching the other night. No day is ever the same. There's always a lot going on. So that's us for, I think I've done all the questions. That is us for Tuesday. And I will be back on Thursday. I may or may not have my very unhelpful chickens with me if Janine has not done the chatting board the previous day. So Janine will be up tomorrow, and then it will be Justin and Carlene on Friday, which is lovely. So thank you so very much for joining me, and I will hopefully see you on Thursday. Have a good couple of days. Thank you. Night night.